Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Good to be back after our day off. I've got the previous week's video gaming news segments in full. The full video gaming news segments from the past week are live on YouTube. Some of the more pertinent articles and stuff that are going to be up on YouTube very soon that are cut out of those, but I'm trying to develop a bit of a better intro and outro to those videos rather than them just being uploaded without any kind of additional content on them. So what up, Ferret? How you doing, buddy? I'm working. We got things to talk about, dude. I think I found a new so I thought I had a merch shop that I was going to use before. I hadn't looked at it in a while. It doesn't seem to be as good as it did initially. I found a new one yesterday. I've been looking into a PO box for us. I did a lot of work yesterday, aside from life stuff I had going on. So I'm close to some of those things that we've been talking about wanting to get done for the community. We'll discuss it after maybe the news and before we start working on the schedule a little bit, okay? So we'll talk about some of that stuff. I'll show you guys some of the things that I've done and worked on, and it'll be good, man. It'll be good. So hope everybody had a great day yesterday during our day off, and I am excited to get back in it, man. So I guess without any further ado, happy Thursday. Let's get popping with video gaming news for January 4th. Let's go do it. Let's just start off with this as well. Let's go right into this. We got A Plague Tale Innocence free on Epic right now. Highly recommend picking this up. It's supposed to be a very, very good game, and it is free. As in, costs you absolutely nothing but a few minutes of time to get in here and grab it. Whether it be on the desktop app or their website or whatever. Even if you don't have an account yet, it's free. As well, all you have to do is create an account, add this title to your account. Easy, free, done. Everybody should be taking advantage of free software, man, in the expensive and even getting more expensive world of gaming that we love. If you can get your hands on free software, why aren't you doing it? So go grab this. Let's go. Now we can get into the news, and this is pretty incredible. I saw this last night and put this in our Discord section, our Discord server. Somebody finally broke, and it's a 13-year-old broke Tetris, dude. Pushed it to where it couldn't run anymore, and basically broke the game. So beat, if you will, beat Tetris. It only took over 30 years, and a 13-year-old did it, apparently. So we'll pull this up. We'll take a look at it. Pretty incredible. I'd like to see this up on a... this is fine, whatever. We'll pull it up right there. Pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts. Game Pass early January 2024 games announced. Let's see what we've got here. Obviously, AC Valhalla, I think, is what that is. So we'll take a peek at that. Oh, China has removed an official after video game rules spark turmoil. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, interesting. We'll read about that. This is CS 2024, dude. Must be soon. January 9th through the 12th. So, there's not a lot of, I don't think, showcase stuff that we should be preparing to watch live, but a lot of what comes out of CES is tech innovation, right? And we'll probably be seeing some of that in the news as we move forward, as the CES is apparently kicking off, what is this coming week. So, we'll see what we get, and I'm sure we'll be touching on part of it as we go through our news segments and everything. Yeah, we've talked so much about that. Whoa, excuse me. Oh man, it's gonna be one of those days. I felt like I was just waking up all night long, man. Brutal. It's not something that happens to me all that often. Let me note this too. Look, if there are still sales going on, but like the Steam sale ends today at 10 o'clock a.m. You know, sales are winding down from the holiday through the New Year's. There's usually winter sales on most platforms. The PlayStation Store, the Xbox's Marketplace, Nintendo's eShop, Steam, Epic, GOG, Fanatical, Green Man Gaming, you name it. There, whatever platform you prefer, there have been and are still sales, but they are dwindling. They are dying out. The sales are coming to a close, and if you're in the market for software that you may have missed previously, it's a good time to look and see if you can get a good sell on it. So not every game is going to be on sale, but there are a lot, and you should definitely be taking a look because they are coming to a close. Steam winter sale ends at 10 o'clock this morning. The Epic sale still goes on until like the 11th, I think, something like that. January 10th for Epic, but they are winding down, so I'm not sure about Xbox. I'm not sure about Nintendo's eShop or PlayStation's store, but you should take a look if you're interested, okay? Make sure you're not going to miss out. There's a new Phasmophobia roadmap. I'm not really going to touch on this, but just know it's out there. If you want to take a look at it, you're interested, and you want to see what's coming to the game. Jedi Survivors, 50% off. Yeah, should be. Should have been 50% off on release, at least. If not more. Fight me. Should have been free 50, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Bendy the Cage announced for 2024. Have we talked about this, maybe? I don't know. Oh, man. I think that, you know, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm trolling a little bit because you guys know how I feel about games being released unfinished. Dude, it pisses me off. It mauls me out so bad, you know. So I think the content in that game is probably pretty solid. Yeah, but there's absolutely no, it is never going to be acceptable to me for a game to release unfinished. That sucks. It's terrible. That game was a big old dumpster fire. Still made it into the top 12 highest selling games of the year on Steam, though, didn't it? I'm pretty sure. Let's look at our other search. Here we go. I've got an article that's actually going to be up probably tonight. I'm working on a small intro outro to most of our videos. They're going to be posted on YouTube moving forward, and progression. Am I right? So that there's you know, at least something rather than just the video being posted up there without any kind of editing done to it. I've tried to set up a way that I can kind of seamlessly do it. Oh yeah. Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but I saw it last night, and that's why I threw it in the Discord, and I was like, oh, that's pretty wild, man. So we'll look at it this morning, and I'm interested to see what's being written up about it and everything. So hopefully later today, I will have most of the significant articles that we came across in our news segments from last week public on YouTube. I'm just finalizing some editing on them and stuff. And one of the things, one of the articles that will be up there is us talking about basically the final article that we touched on for the year of 2023 was a very well written article about how a year of amazing releases had been overshadowed by a lot of layoffs. And that'll be one of the things that goes up onto the YouTube channel tonight, is us discussing that, you know. Yeah, that's pretty wild, right? Was it 31 years after release, I think, of Tetris? 31 years after release, and somebody finally beat it, and it's a 13-year-old, you know. There's been this really wild, like, way for people to play Tetris, though. It's with, like, bumping the back of the controller and stuff. It's crazy, man. That's come about. It's really nuts, dude. I don't know if that kid did it that way or not, but I have seen some stuff about the way people play Tetris nowadays in a competitive way. It's really crazy. Yeah, it's really what did I? It has something to do with like it being easier to push the controller into your hand and faster to push the controller into your hand than it is to actually press down with like your thumb, right? So it's faster and more accurate if you hold the controller a certain way and push the controller into your fingers rather than your fingers pressing down on the buttons. It's something to do with that. I haven't looked into it extensively, but I have seen a little bit on it. It's pretty wild, dude. It's really crazy. You know, I can understand it too, because there's a lot of times where, you know, I like in games, you know, there's always been like button mashing in games for like mini games, like there's all kinds of stuff like that, you know, whether you're playing like something like Mario Party and you're having to like hit something faster than somebody else that you're playing with, you know, and that's been one of those kinds of like strategies I've used since I was young, was like trying to like balance between hitting with my button finger and hitting the back of the controller at the same time to get as much of the bounce in the controller as possible, so that I'm like hitting the button and the controller's bouncing back and hitting my finger at the same time. So whenever I heard about people doing this on Tetris, I was like, dude, that makes a lot of sense, you know. It seems crazy. It does seem crazy because I don't know how you have to hold the controller to do that for Tetris and everything, but it makes sense in you know, a lot of ways. Because Mickey's scary as crap, dude. talked about that. Gaming Bible is so clickbait, dude. You know, a lot of people do a lot of amazing things in UE5. We've seen a lot of fan-made content about UE5. Whether it be Zelda being developed in UE5 by fan-made, you know, for fan-made stuff, or you name it. There's been a lot of stuff, Superman stuff. I mean, it's crazy. And a lot of it looks really, really, really good. And apparently there's a Venom one out there too now. And it's just going to continue to become more prominent for people to create these their own versions of these universes in Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine apparently is very, very user friendly, very seamless, and it's becoming easier and easier for people to create this kind of content, which is cool. It really is neat. So go take a look at it. It's out there if you want to see it. But dude, I'm not contributing to Gaming Bible and their site. They can get wrecked. Star Wars Outlaws will release in late 2024. Kind of figured. So we've talked about it recently. I'm not going to dive into that. I've actually got an article coming up that's going to be posted. One of the articles that came out of last week's stuff that got cut out of a news segment that will be going up specifically on its own on the YouTube page is about this. Xbox using AI art for their indie games promotions. Pretty disgusting. And, you know, we all know that there are certain big gaming developers that are heavily pursuing and integrating this kind of technology into their development process. Xbox and Microsoft being one of them. Square Enix, there's another article coming up that'll be on the YouTube channel later tonight about Square Enix doing this. I think the thing that we have to do is hold them to standards, try and make sure that they're employing these mechanics and integrations, AI integrations, in a ethical way, because we're not going to be able to keep them from doing it. The main thing is keeping them from doing it in a bad way, you know. So trying to keep these companies walking the straight and narrow as far as using AI is I think the best thing we can do, and calling them out when they do crap like this. You know, this is the big thing. We got to call them out when they do crap like this. This was a pretty obvious AI generated piece of art, and they needed to be called out for it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I definitely didn't expect Nintendo's. This says Switch 2 likely to be an iteration rather than revolution, you know? Yo, what up, Soup? You're a trip. And Nintendo's traditionally pretty good at being inventive and bringing new stuff to the table as far as what their hardware is going to be doing for us as game players, and they're definitely the more inventive hardware developer between all of the console players, I would say. And I think that's a pretty easy statement there. But they have had a trend over about the past 4 to 5 generations of a kind of hill and valley, as it were, for their hardware. GameCube wasn't entirely super popular or didn't do super well retail, you know. And then you've got like the Wii, which did really well. Then the Wii U, which was like meh. Now the Switch, which was amazing. And you know, if that trend continues, then it might not be, you know, quite, but you never know. And I think that's the thing, is nobody expected Nintendo to come out with the Switch. You know, I don't think anybody, necessarily was like predicting something that inventive. And, honestly, I mean, the Switch was very, very groundbreaking for video gaming as a whole. It's shown a lot of developers what can be done on the front of handhelds that can play a dual role, stuff like that. And so, who's to say Nintendo won't come out with something entirely revolutionary as far as changing the way we think about how we game moving forward with their new hardware as well. I don't expect it necessarily, but they're pretty good on that front, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Nintendo's really good about withholding information from us, and until we get until we get official word, we're not really gonna know. I do expect it to be something fairly similar to what the Switch was, or is, and I don't know. We won't know really until it comes out. We know they need an upgrade, that's for sure. Well, we'll see what it is, yeah. CD Projekt Red not interested in being acquired. I mean, could you blame any studio right now for this is probably appropriate. Yeah, Ferret, don't we all? I mean, I think the thing that sucks is people have gotten so accustomed to there not being backwards compatibility that there's not a lot of reason for the console developers to change now, except for those of us that are outspoken about it. Most of the people that buy into these console platforms don't even realize, I think that most people don't even realize what they're, how they're getting scammed on that front. One second. I know there are a lot of us that do. There are a lot of us that realize that there's no way we should be having to pay twice for a game when it gets ported over to the same manufacturer's hardware. That's when you look at it in comparison, and I know Ferret, and a lot of us in this community know. You look at it in comparison to something like PC, right? You don't have to buy software again just because you you build a new PC. You don't have to buy software again because you buy a new PC. The software that you've got on Steam or Epic or whatever, it works on that new piece of hardware as well. Right? Bro, I will burn this mother down. So then you take a look at the console side, and then you go, well, if why is it the way it is on console? Because it's been that way, and because they've gotten away with it, and because they make more money doing it, right? It's a scamaz. You buy a game on their previous hardware, it gets ported over to their new hardware, and they don't go, oh hey, you already own this, cool, you already own this, thanks for buying this, you can go ahead and play it on our new hardware too. No, they go, oh, if you want to play this hardware or this software on our new hardware, you need to buy it again, which is disgusting. Yeah, it's so gross. I hate it so much. That's one of the things that is at the top of my list about why console is so much worse than PC, Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I need to go back, take a look and see if I saw it or not, dude. So yeah, it's I'm not holding my breath for it, Yo, Decamarin, what's up? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Minecraft on a 3K PC. Yeah. Like Minecraft and Fortnite for like on a $3,000 PC. Yeah. What up, Decamarin? How you doing, buddy? How are your holidays, man? Sorry, guys. Excuse me. So I don't know, man. It's like it just doesn't make sense. Other than you know, you look at it the way I was talking about it. The only reason it makes sense at all is because when you come to the realization that the reason that these console developers do it that way is because they make more money doing it that way. But it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. If you own that software, you own that software from that developer. Like Nintendo, you know, obviously is the worst. You own Nintendo software. If they port that software over to their new hardware, there's no reason why you shouldn't own that software on their new hardware as well. Absolutely not. There's no reason why you should have to buy it twice. It just doesn't. It shouldn't. You shouldn't have to do that. You know. No way. So this whole like CD Projekt Red not interested in being acquired. I've got an article going up about CDPR as well. Let me see something. Actually. Get that one. Yeah, that'll be going up tonight as well. I think you know, I've talked a lot about what CDPR's MO is, and they made a lot of money baiting people into buying games that weren't ready here over their past two major releases, to be honest. And it's getting pretty old to me, but they have plenty of money from baiting people into buying those games to stand on their own, apparently, for a while. And I don't think that, you know, in what we've seen here recently in the world of video games is like, in the industry, I can tell you straight up, if I could absolutely keep from being a subsidiary to another company, I would not do it. I would not want to be a subsidiary of another company. As, you know, rainbow-esque as they you know, these companies make it seem like everything's going to be after you get acquired and stuff. We've seen how many companies are just getting obliterated. Yeah. And it's I think a rough go whenever you're told certain things, but maybe it's not in the contract, right? And you go into a business decision like that to be under the umbrella of a larger corporation, and then all of a sudden you lose creative freedom. You're stuck working on games that you don't want to work on, games that aren't even something that are part of your development company necessarily, you know, things like that. Oh yeah, Decamera for sure, you know. Well, look, I mean, there are a bunch of big companies that have also like I mean, dude, look at what Embracer's doing. Look at what EA has done historically. You know, I mean, honestly, I think I look at Microsoft and Xbox, and I don't feel like they're quite as bad at messing with subsidiaries' processes until they have to. But it's an inevitability, really. You know, if you're not hitting your marks and everything, be prepared, because you're either going to be downsized, you're going to be moved over to other projects, you're going to be told what to do, or you're going to be shuttered, you know? And honestly, whenever you look at it, if that parent company owns you outright, and that means they own your IPs as well, if you're not making money for them, why are they going to keep you around? They're still going to own your IPs, you know, and they can distribute those out how they want. So I think for a lot of studios, you know, there aren't a whole lot of big ones that are still independent out there. CDPR, you know, we've got Larian, there aren't a whole lot of big ones out there that are still independent, really, without being owned. And I think it's a better play. I think it's a smarter play. And I am hopeful that CDPR will be better with the performance of their releases moving forward. I hope. But we'll have to see. Activision's the way to go. That's right there, along with what Decamarin was talking about, you know. I mean, here's the thing, dude. Blizzard started getting bad for me back around. When did that merger happen? So Blizzard started getting bad for me around the Diablo 3 days, right? That was 2008. No, stupids. I'm not saying Microsoft, you dum-dums. Yeah, 2008. When did D3 come out? 2012. Yeah. So that's right in line there, man. You know, I stood in line for D3 at midnight, bought this game, installed it, beat it, and uninstalled it and never played it again. I was like, this was not what I was expecting. And I think that falls right in line there, dude, you know. Which, that's not an outright ownership, is it? That's more of a merger kind of situation, too. But it's still, you know, I think it shows Blizzard turned into just such a terrible thing for me as somebody who used to be a giant fan of their products and their company. You know, it's terrible. It's one of the more brutal things I've experienced as a fan of gaming. We're going to talk about this. We've already got that up too. I was actually glad to see RDR2 win Steam's like post-launch award and stuff. What is the where is it? Labor of Love. Steam's Labor of Love game is RDR2, which I think is fantastic to see that, dude. You know, there are a lot of people that love RDR2. I don't think it's probably necessarily what should have won. There are probably some other games that deserved to be in there. Let me see this. Where's what other nominations were there? But I think you want to talk about, you know, when did RDR2 come out? So here's what's funny. Something like RDR2 hasn't gotten nearly as much love and focus from their developer as a game like GTA 5 did, you know? So it's weird to see that, you know. I think the reason is fans were like, yo, let's give it to RDR2 instead of something like GTA, you know. But there are a lot of other games out there that deserve Labor of Love awards, like you know, take games like Warframe, games like No Man's Sky. Well, no. Oh, dude, Terraria is a good one. Yeah, Terraria is a fantastic one, dude. Yeah, for sure. You know, I was just spitting off some of the ones on my. Sea of Stars isn't a Labor of Love. That's not Labor of Love. Sea of Stars is like an indie award. A Labor of Love is a game that's been out for a while, that's gotten a lot of additional content. You can tell the developers really continue to work on the game and try to make it better for the community, stuff like that. Sea of Stars is a very good game, but it's a new game. It's an indie. It won and deserved indie awards, but Labor of Love award is not for Sea of Stars. Labor of Love is for games that have been out, that have received continual, you know, updates and things like that over a long period of time. And so I'm actually kind of I like seeing RDR2. Well, that's how most of the award shows and awards for video games do define labor of love. Yeah, as a continual year on end focus on content and supporting the title and stuff like that. That's labor of love. Yeah. Almost every single award, game award that has a labor of love, and that's the way it's defined. Yeah. So there are a lot of games that should be in consideration. There were, I'm sure, great games. I'm just glad to see, like, rather than GTA get it, RDR2, because RDR2 took a backseat to GTA forever. Yeah, one of the worst games of this year, no doubt. Gollum, Jesus, what a disgusting piece of software that was. That's one of those things I talk about a lot too, though, is developers trying to lean on an IP. Daedalic, after Gollum's absolutely terrible, the terrible state of that game, and Daedalic has basically been publicly stating they're not going to develop games anymore now, which, good. If that's the kind of crap they're going to be bringing to the table, I don't want to see games from Daedalic anymore. Daedalic Entertainment, they're the ones that developed Gollum, and what a hot piece of garbage that was. All they did was, like, put a really small budget into trying to make a AAA-esque game, and put the Lord of the Rings title on there so that they could try to get people to buy into it, and it, to an extent, worked. That game was balls. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of games, dude, that could be in labor of love, a lot of them. I think what I was trying to get is, I would rather see RDR2 get it than something like GTA, There were, I'm fairly certain, much more deserving awards than RDR2, though, because Rockstar really kind of turned a blind eye towards RDR2 quite often. Do I not know this game? Isn't it on PC as well? Let me see this. Yeah. Yeah, this game is overwhelmingly positive, of almost 20,000 reviews at this point. Came out in October of 2022. It was like a Metroidvania, I think, action. It might not be Metroidvania, but it's definitely like platformer RPG type of game. Check this out. Yeah. I'll link it for you guys after this too. It definitely gives me like Bloodstained, Symphony of the Night vibes a little bit, It's interesting. Here you go. Very, very well reviewed game, though. Apple Vision Pro? Oh, dude! If you only $3,000, guys, you can get Apple VR. I could build a PC too with that kind of money. God dang it, dude. Oh. Oh, Jesus, dude. All right, let's go one more page here, and then we'll dive. We don't have a whole lot of news for this morning, so yeah, this game looks wild, dude. There's like a flipping a horror game coming out with Mickey Mouse as the antagonist, like the main horror creature. Fantastic. I hate Mickey Mouse, dude. He's always been nightmare fuel to me. Square Enix. Yeah, this is one of the articles. Actually, I'll have coming up later tonight. It's just not public yet. It's called, the title is Square Enix's Alarming AI and Web3 Initiatives. That'll be the title for my article going up tonight. So we've hit on this. We've talked about this. I'll have an article going up tonight where you can get a better look at my sentiments about what that means and why it's a scary look at what we can expect from Square Enix moving forward, you know. Oh, dude, rip. Warhammer co-creator Brian Ansell dies at 68. Rip, dude. F's in chat, man. Feels bad. Heart and thoughts go out to all the friends and family, individuals that are affected by this loss, you know. Feels bad. Yeah, I'm talking about Life by You, and I'll promote this again. I'll talk about this again. Life by You is actually a game that I would try and push people towards trying if you're a fan of The Sims. Life by You is a game that is being developed by former Sims developers that right now doesn't look to be as scummy as The Sims is. With, like, you know, The Sims is so overly monetized and stuff. It's disgusting. It's EA. You know what I mean? You guys know. The whole EA thing. Give me a break.
A New Vancouver-based EA studio. EA. Sorry, guys. It's so hard to say that without wanting to throw up.
This will be a game that I would try to and at least push people towards to see if it might be something, you know, at least on par with what you're looking for out of a life sim kind of game. And the planned release date is March 5th. I'll run a trailer real quick and let people take a look. But, you know, let's see. Just take a look and see. My hope here is that it won't be something nearly as grossly monetized as something like The Sims, you know. Yo, True, what up, friendo? What's going on? Happy Thursday. So if you haven't seen this before, you're not aware of this, this is Life by You. It is coming in March, and you know, if you're into this kind of game, I would highly recommend taking a look, putting it on your wish list, and trying to support maybe something different than an EA title, you know. I'm good. Yeah. I've got some stuff to talk about between the news and the gaming stuff tomorrow, or today. News and gaming stuff. We've got. I'm gonna show you guys the site that I'm gonna be using for merch. Yo, thanks. Yeah, my dad sent this to me the other night. Check it out. Woo! Yeah, my dad's just been sending me all kinds of crap. Not only that. Another Madonna card, but check it out. If you I immediately noticed, and you might not be able to tell, as soon as I opened this card, I was like, that's not a Dallas Stars jersey. That's a North Stars jersey. And what that means is I immediately knew that this was his rookie card. My dad sent me Mike Modano's rookie card, dude. So it says it at the top right there too. It's covered by the tape mostly, but it says North Stars up there. You can just barely see it because of the tape. And Modano only played 1 year before the North Stars relocated and became the Dallas Stars. And I saw, as soon as I opened it, I saw his jersey, and I was like, dude, that's a North Stars jersey. And I knew right away. I was like, that's a rookie card, man. So I had to call my dad yesterday, like, tell him thanks. And I was like, you need to quit buying me crap, dude. You gotta quit buying me stuff, bro. You know? But I was really excited. Yeah, I was really excited. And, you know, my dad's he's a generous person like that. And I appreciate it. But, you know, he doesn't need to be spending money like that on me. But the shirt's sick, dude. So the rookie card, and yeah. Yeah, for reals. Yeah, thanks, Drew. So the rookie card, the Modano rookie card, and the Jamie Benn jersey came in, what was it, night before last. And I was like, oh, baby, I'm washing this jersey. I'm going to wear it on the stream on Thursday so I can show it off. Plus, the Stars play tonight. Sykes' team beat us, though, dude. The Habs beat us. But it was insane, man. That's right, Decamaran. That's right. Yeah, the Habs beat us. It was brutal. Dude, their goalie was just a brick wall. Just we couldn't get anything by him, dude. We outshot them. It was crazy. Almost doubled up their shots. I don't even think they hit 20 shots in the game. I don't think. And we had almost 40, I think, something like that. It was crazy. And it was just one of those games, man. It was just one of those games. It was crazy because at like, what was it? I think it didn't help either. We took a couple of really bad penalties at the beginning of the third period, and we were down 3-1. Then we went down 4-1. 7 minutes left in the third period, we pulled our goalie. 7 minutes left in the third period, pulled our goalie, scored 2 more, and almost got another one right at the end of the game, you know. But it was just crazy, dude. We just got out-goalied, man. It was their goalie was phenomenal. It was stupid. It was just so crazy. We couldn't get anything in on him, dude. It was nuts, man. It happens, though. That's hockey for you sometimes. I'll tell you this. I'd rather get, you know, if I was going to give one up, it never feels good to lose a game, right? It never feels good to lose a game. And, but if I'm going to give one up, I'd rather give one up to, like, Sykes' team, like the Habs, than a team like the Penguins or the Bruins or something like that. Or, dude, like Vegas. We've got a rivalry with Vegas now. I hate Vegas. You know, so yeah. That's what I was getting ready to say. Yo, GG's on the Caps beating the Pens. That's actually dope. Yeah. What was the score of that one, by the way? So I'll have to give Sykes some props for beating my team. Yeah. Lost last night. Oh no. Well, at least you beat the Penguins though. But again, if you guys are interested in this game, let me share it with you, okay? 4-3. Oh, brutal. Oh, for the one you guys won. Oh, nice. So that's Life by You. If you're interested, these are some ex-Sims developers. I think that had enough of the EA process probably, and now they're out doing something different. And I would recommend looking into this over something like The Sims. At least give it a shot. And if it's, you know, try to support something different than EA. EA is so disgusting, man. Oh, lost to the Devils? Yo, that's Kayla's team, dude. Yeah, Kayla's a Devils fan. She likes New Jersey. Yeah. I don't even know how they're doing this year right now. Let's see what else we got. So, True, just so you know, I was telling everybody this earlier. in between the video gaming news and starting to work on our schedule stuff, I said gaming earlier, but we're not gaming today. We're working on our schedule again. I'll talk a little bit more about this and I'll show off some stuff, but I did look into P.O. Box stuff yesterday. I'll probably have a P.O. Box set up sometime very soon. I also did look at the merch stuff. I've been working on it. So the original place that I was going to use for a merch store, it's kind of like merch on demand, you know? So like I can like create things on there, update, you know, put logos and stuff like that. And then just as people want stuff, they buy and then print it up and stuff. The company that I was going to use has apparently gone through some rough times since I found them about a year ago. I know it's taken me too long to get this set up, but it might be a blessing in disguise, because the company that I was going to use apparently is dealing with a lot of lawsuits. Didn't end up being probably what we would want to be dealing with anyways, but I found what appears to be a very, very good one, and I'm going to show you guys this site after the news so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. They're all about sustainability. They've got a lot of different places that print up all over the world, so it's not like everything's going to be shipped out of the US or anything like that, or a specific region of the world, because we have community members all over the place, right? Which is cool. So if people order merch, it can be printed up roughly close to their region and shipped to them, and not, you know, having to deal with like international shipping or anything. So it seems like a pretty cool place and pretty cool shop, and I'll show you guys that as well, okay? But pretty soon should have P.O. Box, should have merch store up, all that stuff, but we'll talk about it after the news, okay? Yeah. The Xbox Series S toaster is finally here. What? Oh, no way. Bro, it toasts an X into the flipping bread, dude. What? Yo, we need one of these for the OA symbol. What the crap? It's literally almost there. It just needs to come up higher and then come in like that. Yeah, Dickum Aaron. Yeah, dude, that's wild. I'm not gonna cover that, but that's pretty funny, dude. That's pretty funny. There is not a ton of news this morning, man. I will promote. Let's do this. We'll promote this again. GDQ. Let's go to Games Done Quick. We'll promote that again because that's something that needs to be promoted. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that too. Nice. I thought they called this 13-year-old a Tetris chat at first. I was like, what the crap? Oh, Jesus. Ooh, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown estimated to be a 25-hour gameplay. Interesting. Not bad, dude. Not bad. Looks like Twisted Metal Season 2 is getting some detail leaks. When are we going to get a Twisted Metal game now, though? Twisted Metal as a show was actually, I watched most of the first season. I'm not all the way through it yet, but it's pretty solid. And it's I think, like I said before the show even came out, if the show does well, I think it'd be a pretty nice catalyst for getting the game back into modern gaming. And I'm wondering now what maybe who even holds the licensing rights to Twisted Metal. I don't even know, but they've got to be considering making modern Twisted Metal now, right? Baldur's Gate 3 save issues. Baldur's Gate 3's had a lot of some tech issues. I've experienced a lot of it. All right, let's dive in here. Again, if first and foremost, Plague Tale Innocence is free right now on Epic. If you haven't grabbed this game yet, you have 2.5 hours left before it goes away, and the next game is available. Okay, so I highly recommend you get in here and get this game while you can, and you know, get prepared for the next games that are going to be given away. Again, also, there are still sales going on, but some of them are ramping down. Steam sale is done in about 2.5 hours as well. It only goes until January 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific. Well, no, so it goes till noon, right? So we've got about, what, 5 hours, 4.5 hours left for the Steam sale. So if there are games you wanted on Steam that were on sale, you need to go grab those. The Epic sale goes on until the 10th. I don't know about all the console sales and stuff like that, but a lot of the platforms and storefronts and things like that that have been doing sales for software, it's coming to a close pretty quickly. So if you want to get your hands on some discounted software, now's the time to do it. Okay, let's read this. Outright Games and Humble Bundle have teamed up to raise funds for UNICEF UK. Outright Games has launched a hero and film and television Humble Bundle today, which will allow gamers to both purchase a collection of licensed family-friendly video games and support its children's rights organization partner UNICEF UK at the same time. Humble Bundle regularly offers limited-time collections of games, books, and software at various pricing tiers to raise money for both media companies and good causes they would like to support. As part of its ongoing partnership with the charity UNICEF, Outright Games has also announced that their portion of any funds raised by the Heroes of Film and Television Bundle will also be donated entirely to UNICEF UK. UNICEF runs programs around the world that help out children impacted by conflicts and natural disasters, as well as promoting education, health, and nutrition. That's awesome. Worth over $560 US in total, or 450 pounds, the software bundle includes the following games: Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion, Ben 10, 2017, Ben 10 Power Trip, DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos, DreamWorks Dragons, Dawns of New Riders, and Legends of the Nine Realms, Fast and Furious Spy Racers Rise of Shifter, Hotel Transylvania 3, Monsters Overboard, Hotel Transylvania Scary Tale Adventures, Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure, Jumanji the video game, The Last Kids on Earth and the Staff of Doom, Star Trek Prodigy Supernova, The Addams Family Mansion Mayhem, Transformers Battlegrounds, and Troll Hunters Defenders of Arcadia. If you'd like to check out the Heroes of Film and Television Humble Bundle, you can do that at this link in this article, okay? So I'll link this to you guys. Good cause here, good cause. Do something. All right. So Bendy the Cage announced for 2024. Bendy the Cage, a new game in the indie horror series, has been announced in a new tweet from the series' official feed. It also links to a brand new Steam page which reveals that Bendy the Cage is due sometime in 2024. Does not confirm a concrete release window or exact date. Naturally, Joey Drew Studios has returned to develop and publish the sequel. The horrors of The Pit are forming. Add Bendy the Cage to your Steam wishlist now. Steam page confirms that Bendy the Cage will take place at the same time as Bendy and the Dark Revival, which released in 2022. This means that the Cage might revisit some events from the Dark Revival, only from a different perspective. The page also includes key story details about the setting and lore. Bendy the Cage features the fearful story of Henry and his escape from the Keeper prison known as the Pit. This marks a return to Henry Stein, the hero from the original game, Bendy and the Ink Machine. The Steam page further describes the Pit as a, quote, deep hellscape of metal and blood, end quote, and full of banished dark souls. Bendy the Cage was announced just 1 week after a movie adaptation of the Bendy universe was revealed. The Bendy movie is coming from Radar Pictures, a film studio best known for their recent Jumanji sequels. Joey Drew Studios should contribute to the movie adaptation in some way. It's clear that the sleeper hit Bendy series isn't losing momentum. Bendy the Cage has an opportunity to flesh out even more lore. This new mythology should help support a feature-length story since these games are often quite short. Developer Joey Drew Studios distinctly has a lot more to offer. Cool. Love the horror stuff, man. I'm down. Let's go. Let's see if we can find it on Steam real quick. Bendy the Cage. There you go. No videos or anything yet, but here. Ferret. Nice. Monka Christ, yo. There you guys go. There's a link if you're interested. Next. Oh, dude, this is insane if you hadn't seen this. Pretty wild. 13. Just pause that. Okay. Stop it. Don't do that. All right. I think we're good. 13-year-old gamer becomes the first to beat the unbeatable Tetris by breaking it. Tetris has been an iconic game for over 30 years now. It has been a game that is still played competitively, like on the constant. You know, it's had a lot of different variations come out and stuff too. Yeah, I hate it too. Fair, it drives me crazy, dude. But this 13-year-old kid has apparently broken the game by beating it, meaning that he got to a point where the game couldn't progress software-wise anymore, which is pretty incredible. If you have ever played Tetris and you know how fast that game can get, to be able to keep up at a high level is pretty insane. I feel like you'd have to go into like some kind of tunnel vision trance mode to be able to keep up with it, you know. And let's take a look at this. The falling block video game Tetris has met its match in 13-year-old Willis Gibson, who has become the first player to officially beat the original Nintendo version of the game by breaking it. Technically, Willis, aka Blue Scuddy, in the gaming world, made it to what gamers call a kill screen, a point where the Tetris code glitches, crashing the game. That might not sound like much of a victory to anyone thinking that only high scores count, but it's a highly coveted achievement in the world of video games, where records involve pushing hardware and software to their limits and beyond. It's a very big deal for players of Tetris, which many had long considered unbeatable. That's partly because the game doesn't have a scripted ending. Those 4-block shapes just keep falling no matter how good you get at stacking them into disappearing rows. Top players continue to find ways to extend their winning streaks by staying in the game to reach higher and higher levels, but in the end, the game beat them all. Until, that is, Willis managed on December 21st to trigger a kill screen on level 157, which the gaming world takes as a victory over the game, something along the lines of pushing the software past its own limits. The makers of Tetris agree. Congratulations to Blue Scuddy for achieving this extraordinary accomplishment, a feat that defies all preconceived limits of this legendary game. Tetris CEO Maya Rogers said in a statement. Rogers noted that Tetris will celebrate its 40th anniversary. I was down by a bit. 40th anniversary this year, and called Willis's victory a monumental achievement. It's been a very long road. Early on in the Tetris scene, people didn't even know how to get to these higher levels, said David McDonald, a gaming YouTuber who has chronicled the gaming industry for years. They were just stuck in the 20s and 30s because you just didn't know how techniques to get any further. Level 29 posed an especially tough roadblock because the blocks began to fall more quickly than the in-game controller could respond. Eventually, players found ways to make progress, as McDonald chronicled in his detailed video on Willis's victory. In 2011, one got to level 30 using a technique called hypertapping. I think this is what I was referring to before. Yeah, so it's in which a player could rhythmically vibrate their fingers to move the game controller faster than the game's built-in speed. That technique took players to level 35 by 2018, after which they hit a wall. Next big thing came in 2020 when a gamer combined a multi-finger technique originally used on arcade video games with a finger positioned on the bottom of the controller to push the controller. This is what I was talking about. Pushing the controller against your button hand, your button tapping hand. So this is one of those things that really kind of broke the threshold of where people were able to go in this game. Because you're pushing the controller into your hand, you can do that faster than you can like kind of press with each finger or whatever, right? They figured this out. So originally used in arcade video games with a finger positioned on the bottom of the controller to push it against another finger on the top, called rolling. This much speedier approach that helped one player reach level 95 in 2022. Another obstacle arose because the original Tetris developers had never counted on players pushing the game's limits so aggressively. Bizarre quirks began to crop up at higher levels. One particularly difficult issue arose with the game's color palette, which traditionally cycled through 10 easily distinguished patterns. Starting at level 138, though, random color combinations began to appear, some of which made it much harder to distinguish the blocks from the game's black background. Two particularly devilish patterns, one a dim combination of dark blues and greens later dubbed dusk, the other composed of black, gray, and white blocks called charcoal, proved taxing for players. When combined with the strain of increasingly longer games, which could run 40 minutes or more, progress slowed again. It took a Tetris playing AI program dubbed StackRabbit to break that logjam by helping map out just where players might happen across a glitch resulting in a kill screen, and finally beat the game. StackRabbit, which managed to make it all the way to level 237 before crashing the game, ran on a modified version of Tetris, so its achievements aren't strictly comparable with those of a human player. And its findings weren't immediately applicable to the human-played game either. But it runs clearly demonstrated that the game-ending glitches could be triggered by very specific events, such as which block pieces were in play or how many lines a player cleared at once. That let human players, take over the task of mapping all possible scenarios that could cause such crashes in the original game. These typically resulted when the game's decade-old code lost its place and began reading its next instructions from the wrong location, generally resulting in garbage input. A massive effort spurred by StackRabbit's experience eventually led to the compilation of a large spreadsheet that detailed which game levels and which specific conditions were most likely to lead to a crash. That's what compelled Willis to make his run for the record. Yet, even he appeared shocked when he crashed the game at level 157. In his live stream video, he appears to hyperventilate before barely gasping, "Oh my god," several times, clutching his temples and worrying that he might be passing out. After coupling his hands over his mouth in an apparent attempt to regulate his breathing, he finally exclaims, "I can't feel my fingers." Yo, that's insane, dude. That's insane. I don't want to watch this on here because I'm afraid it'll get pulled out of the news segment. What I will do is I'll keep this up. We'll watch this in between the there'll be plenty of videos out there of seeing Willis Gibson defeat the game. So if you want to find them, they're out there. We'll look at it. We'll watch it in between the news and starting our scheduling stuff. The actual video. Oh, nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, well, this specifically we'll watch, but I won't watch it right now because it will. I always upload the YouTube or the video gaming news segments, right? Yo, thanks for that. I appreciate it, buddy. I always upload the video gaming news segments to YouTube, and this kind of content from another person's page can quite often get copyrighted and stuff. So what I'll do is wait, and we will watch it in between doing the or after the news segment finishes. Okay, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Xbox Game Pass early January 2024 games announced: AC Valhalla, Resident Evil 2, and more. Let's see what we got. Microsoft has announced the games coming to Xbox Game Pass in January, and by the way, congrats to Willis, dude. That's an amazing feat. 13 years old, dude. Jesus, that's impressive, man. And I'm sure he's getting a lot of kudos and a lot of traction and clout in the gaming world right now, and that's pretty cool to see, man. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Resident Evil 2 headlining this month's offerings for Game Pass in January. Revealed on Xbox Wire, the mysterious adventure game Close to the Sun is available today, January 3rd. Set in the 1890s, players must board a mysterious ship complex created by Nikola Tesla in an alternate version of history. Close to the Sun. Interesting. Huh. So the early January 2024 games for Game Pass: Close to the Sun, Hell Let Loose, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Figment, Super Mega Baseball 4, We Happy Few, Resident Evil 2, and Those Who Remain. Not bad. AC Valhalla is the 2020 entry in the long-running and popular franchise in which players take on the role of Ivor, a Viking raider who does as much screaming and smashing as they do sneaking and stealth. Yeah, oh, okay, cool. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'll push it up there when we watch it. And thanks for getting that info out there to anybody else that wanted to watch it before we get there, man. Appreciate it. So, AC Valhalla obviously is a game that you can dump a ton of time into. It's actually been criticized a bit for being too big, too massive, and that's why it was one of the biggest catalysts behind them scaling back AC Mirage to be something closer to what Assassin's Creed used to be. But it is supposed to be a good game. RE2 is the other heavy hitter of early January. Releases for Game Pass, with the 2019 game completely recreating the beloved survival horror entry for a modern audience. Players take on the role of Leon Kennedy as he starts his first day as a police officer in Raccoon City in the midst of a zombie apocalypse, or Claire Redfield, who goes searching for her missing brother. These intertwining stories see both characters forced to overcome one horrifying challenge after the other. And they're gonna have all the a lot of the other games in here to talk about too, probably. But take a look. Cool. Those are your games for Game Pass if you're interested. For January of 2024. We talked a good bit about what had happened in China with the new regulations and stuff. It was a kind of a brutal look for a lot of the developers in China. More heavily regulating monetization in games, how much people could spend in games. This on the heels of a lot of other things they had done over the past year or two, which was restricting the amount of online game time anybody under 18 could play, making it to where developers and publishers couldn't release game titles in the country of China without a permit by the government, and the permits were given out very, very bleakly. I mean, it was few and far between. We were seeing 4 months there'd be about 30 to 40 permits given out. It's not very many. And then on the heels of that, all these new regulations about monetization and everything, and as soon as these new regulations came out, most gaming companies in China just started plummeting stock-wise. NetEase, Tencent definitely took big hits, and now it looks like China has removed the official that it was the one that introduced these regulations. Only one person, yeah. It almost feels like a scapegoat kind of scenario to me, but we'll see. China removes official after video game rules. Games rules spark turmoil. Hong Kong, 2 Jan. China removed an official at a government body overseeing its press publications regulator. 5 sources who were briefed on the matter said days after Chinese gaming stocks were hit by proposed rules to curb spending on video games, Feng Shixin was removed last week from his position as head of the publishing unit of the Communist Party's publicity department, the sources said. The department oversees the national press and publication administration, which in turn regulates China's vast video game sector. China's State Council Information Office, which handles media inquiries on behalf of the Chinese government, including on personal matters, did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Reuters was unable to obtain Feng's contact details to reach him for comment. The 5 sources said Feng's removal was linked to the rules the NPPA announced last month that sent stocks in the world's largest video game sector, including industry giant Tencent, plunging. Sources denied to be identified as authorities had yet to be to officially announce Feng's departure. Feng has in recent years represented the Chinese government at events to discuss authorities' efforts to regulate the industry, including game approvals and real name verification requirements for gamers. Reuters was not able to establish how long he had served in his current role. The NPPA's proposed measures, which seek to curb spending and the use of rewards that encourage the playing of video games, triggered fears that authorities were once again cracking down heavily on the sector and wiped nearly $80 billion off the market value of China's 2 biggest gaming companies, being NetEase and Tencent. Analysts also said the plans brought the risks of potential regulatory changes back to the fore in the minds of investors, hurting confidence at a time when Beijing has been trying to boost private sector investment to spur a slowing economy. 5 days after the rules were announced, the NPPA struck a more conciliatory tone, saying it would improve them by earnestly studying public views. Beijing cracked down heavily on its video gaming sector in 2021, setting strict playtime limits for under 18s and suspending approvals of new video games for about 8 months, citing gaming addiction concerns. The crackdown was part of a wider regulatory tightening across several sectors, including technology and property, and led to 2022 being the Chinese gaming industry's most difficult year on record as total revenue shrank for the first time. China's video game market returned to growth last year as domestic revenue rose 14% to 303 billion won, or $42.47 billion US, according to industry association CGGC. So, I have to feel like, this was not just this one person's decision to incorporate all this stuff, That's not normally the way this kind of stuff works. There are a lot of people that come together and they're like, yeah, let's do this, But one person becomes the face of it, therefore one person either reaps the rewards or takes the fall, depending on what the outcome is, In this particular situation, seems like taking a fall has definitely been the outcome here, But that's the way this kind of stuff goes quite often. I don't know. We'll see what happens moving forward. This has been something we've been talking about for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Finally, last but absolutely not least, I will continue promoting Games Done Quick. I'll go ahead and link this for you guys. Games Done Quick starts off on the 12th. Is that what we said? 14th. Excuse me. I apologize. So Games Done Quick is a speedrunning event that they hold a few different events each year. The first one for 2024 is coming up very quickly. Awesome Games Done Quick, popping off on the 14th, as you can see here. So basically, I should be able to just read here and give you a nice summary of what this is all about. But here's the schedule as well. Games Done Quick is a speedrunning marathons for charity, is basically what it is. There are amazing charities that they dedicate each event to. It'll be a week long of 24/7 speedrunning. You can see in that schedule right there. They have very, very distinct schedules set up for what speedrunner is playing what game at what time on what day, so you know what you want to try to schedule to attend. I mean, I can honestly, this is one of the channels on Twitch that I recommend just off of my channel. If I'm not live, this is a channel that gets recommended by me on the constant. It's set up that way. This is an amazing community, an amazing event that or organization that holds amazing events for gamers to come together to have a good time, as well as to generate a lot of money for great charities. The event happening on January 14th through the 21st is going to be benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. They do Prevent Cancer Foundation, Doctors Without Borders, St. Jude's, I think, as well, is one that they might do sometimes. They try, I think, mostly to benefit foundations that are worldwide, that are nonprofit, that do really good work for the world as a whole. And you'll see if you attend and watch the if you donate, quite often you get into, and this shouldn't be at the forefront of what your concern is. Obviously, I think donating is something that is just out of the kindness of your heart to try and help people in the world, if you can do that. Not everybody has the means to do that, but if you can, it's a great thing to just do out of the the kindness of your heart, to try and help other people that need and deserve to be helped. And that's what the GDQ is aimed at. But quite often when you do donate during the events, they have a lot of different gaming things that they give away, whether it be artwork or plushies or all kinds of stuff, that even collector's items for certain titles and stuff like that, software, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff that they give away as like raffles that you get entered into if you donate as well. And it can be hardware, software, all kinds of stuff. You just have to kind of attend and watch and see what they're doing, and I don't know. It's a very, very cool event. I think more people. I promote this all the time. Anytime a GDQ event is coming up, I promote this. I think it's a great thing for people to be hyper aware of, to attend, and to try and support in any fashion that you can, if possible. Okay, it's very, very good. Great for us as gamers. Great for the world. I think it's just very neat. So take a look at that. That's the news for this morning, January 4th. There wasn't a whole lot, man. There wasn't a whole lot, but it was a good news segment. I appreciate it, guys. As always, the rest of the day is going to be continuing to work on our 2024 gameplay schedule. So we're in the midst. We've had one day so far. We've been looking at trailer after trailer after trailer of games that are supposed to be coming out in 2024, so we can throw those on our schedule if we're interested in them, things of that nature. We've still got to look at all of our backlog, things of that nature. We've got a lot of work to still do, but I have a lot of fun making the schedule together, and that's what we're going to move on to here pretty quick. I got a couple of other things to discuss with the community, excuse me, with the community beforehand. And so, I don't know. It was a good news segment. I appreciate it. And if anybody is checking out this content for the first time, then I don't know. This is how we're live 6 days a week. Basically, there will be occasions where I might have the schedule a little bit off because of holidays or something like that. But for the most part, we're live 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. We start off at roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT. Kick it off with video gaming news, like we're kind of summing up right now, and then we move on and usually play video games for the rest of the day, but we need to get our schedule done for the 2024 year, which is what we're kind of working on right now as a community. And so if you've enjoyed this content, I would prompt you to go take a look at everything else we have out there on the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel. All the previous video gaming news segments, a lot of the gaming playthroughs we've done, funny clips and highlights, you name it. That stuff, I do my best to keep that stuff updated and out there on both those channels for us. So take a look, and if you're enjoying it, come be a part of what we do when we're live. We've got an amazing community of people just enjoying the world of video games, lifting each other up, supporting one another, being welcoming, inclusive, and just trying to be good peoples, man, and be void of toxicity, negativity, be civil about things. And if you can dig that, then come be a part of it. We're always looking for more good peeps to be a part of what we do, man. Spread good vibes and everything. So other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. I'm going to run us an outro real quick to sum up the news segment, but as soon as that's over, we will start getting ready for the rest of our day, which is working on our schedule for what we're going to play for the rest of the year. All right? You guys rock. Thanks for being you. Be right back.